Hey Cancer, it's the Cannastrologer. My name is Abby and I'm here for the week of October 10th. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. But if you have strong Cancer placements in any of your chart, if this message resonates, then obviously, hold it with you. And if it doesn't, then leave it for someone who does. That said, when I'm talking about masculine cards or the male cards, it can mean masculine energy, but like it could represent a female. All females and males have excuse me, masculine and feminine energies. It just, you got to take the message as it resonates. That said, we are getting into spooky season, which is my favorite time of year. I'm a Scorpio, so my birthday's coming up. So I'm gonna I'm playing around again with my favorite decks. We've got the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck. I'm going to clarify it with the Modern Witch tarot deck. Then we're going to do pull one of the Seasons of the Witch, and then we're going to finish it out with Witch's Kitchen Oracle. So we're going to get into this. And as we do that, all of these are pre-shuffled. As I was pre-shuffling, I was listening to a song because I'm clairaudient and I get messages through music. And it's called Scared Together. It's called, it's by Silver Sun Pickups. And I've never heard the song before, but some of the lines that stuck out to me was, it's going to be that kind of moon, and we're coming upon it's a new moon or a full moon. It's coming up like in a couple days. Blowing holes into the dark. It took forever and a day to miss the mark. We're so much better when we're scared together. This breathing room, we made it better. A change so soon, a day anew, and now or never, a chance to bloom. Hope. Like, I wrote down hope in parentheses. I feel like, because they said missed a mark, I feel like it's like this couple or something, and they were trying to do something, may or may not have been together, but like they were doing something and they missed the mark, like big time, right? And we're so much better when we're scared together. This breathing room, we made it better. Maybe it took some breathing room time apart, made things better, but it changed so soon, a day anew and now or never, a chance to bloom. Whether they do it together, I don't know. Let me know if this resonates. Just, comment below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and then hit that bell in the corner, and you'll get the notifications of upcoming videos and messages. So, all right, I'm going to shuffle this out for Cancer for the week of October 10th, please. Cancer Collective for the week of October 10th, please. All right, starting with the Empress, Libra energy. What else do we have for Cancer, please, for the week? Thank you. Knight of Cups. So that's an offer of love or like a relationship. And then we have two cards. I'm going to... I'll take both of them. We'll take both of those. Okay. So, energy, bottom of the deck is the Five of Wands. And so wands are all about passion and energy, and it could be physical passion. It could be 5 people involved, right? It could be competition. It could be, whatever. But it could also be, business and, what you do for like work, because it's what you're passionate about, right? And it usually means like arguing, bickering. It doesn't mean like huge fighting or whatever, but it's like usually like the bickering and stuff. And that's why I always think like business, because everybody has to play together just because, right? But that kind of energy, right? So then we've got the Empress. And I feel like there was this is in like the past position, but there could have been an Empress in the past position or in the past energy. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, usually Libra. Empress is actually Libra, Taurus, I believe. But she's, Queen of all queens. She knows, her stuff. And again, this could be a guy, but, knows her stuff, knows what she's doing, is able to handle a lot of things at once. And she's like the pinnacle of creation. She creates abundance, But then there's the Knight of Potions, and so I feel like there's an offer being made. I don't know who it's to. It could be the Empress making the offer ahead, or this Empress could also be you, 1,000%. But there's an offer being made. It could be to the Empress. It could be the Empress to you. Something is. It's a message of love, or an offer of like love, reconciliation, work together, that kind of thing, right? But in the future, we've got the Six of Needles, Six of Swords, and that talks about moving forward to calmer waters, and that's after the Five of Potions, which is like Five of Cups. There's been some type of like heartbreak. There's like, when you see the Five of Cups, there's like 3 cups that have been spilled, right? But then there's what people don't normally see is the 2 cups that are still ahead, right? So it seems like, there's moving ahead to calmer waters, but it's like over bittersweet waters is the best way that I can describe this future position. But this is coming in. It's still moving on to calmer waters. And I think that this bittersweetness is in the past. It's just like what you're getting over. And that's due to all of this fighting. That's the energy that I'm getting off of this. So I don't know what's been going on, Cancer, but if this resonates, please comment below. So let's clarify this for sure. And this is just for the week of October 10th. But, if you get this like in 2025 or something like this, goodness, God bless you, YouTube. Take the energy as it resonates. Energy is timeless. I think I said that already. All right. Let's clarify the Empress, please, for Cancer. Clarify the Empress, please, for Cancer for the week of October 10th, 2022. Thank you. 9 of Cups. So, yeah, Empress. That Empress was your wish fulfillment. That's hopes and wishes. 9 of Cups. And you see this, like, princess sitting there. But that's past energy. Clarify the Knight of Cups, please, for Cancer. Clarify the Knight of Cups, please, for Cancer for the week of October 10th. Thank you. 3 of Cups. So currently there's a cup of love, some kind of partnership, reconciliation, emotions, feelings that's being offered, or should be offered, or needs to be offered, or has been offered. Take it as it resonates. Everybody's different, right? And it looks like it's successful, or was successful, or could be successful. Take it as it resonates. So what do we have clarifying this 5 of Cups and 6 of Swords? 5 of Cups, 6 of Swords. The Tower. So big change. Big change. Now that doesn't necessarily have to be bad. So Tower just means that Tower just means that things need to be taken down to its foundation in order to be built back up again, in a stronger, stronger type of way. Now, whether that's like in a destructive manner, such as a fire, be careful of any, I don't know, any fires or damage or something like that, right? But also, I see towers as actually like kind of like the silver lining that I see with towers is that in order for something to begin again in a healthy way, it has to be taken down to its base core, right? Like in order to be built up again on a firm foundation, it has to be done right, right? So you see all of this great stuff and celebration and yada yada, and then all of a sudden something happens and there's this, it seems like a distraction, maybe like, the celebration for, I was just told, okay, so something may be offered in the future for partnership in order to be able to move forward from a bittersweet past, right? Whether or not, and I actually feel, okay, Cancer. This is just 1 week out of the whole wheel of possibilities, right? I feel like whatever's offered is maybe not necessarily going to be accepted in the way that is expected. It may be thought about, it may be paused on, because I think that there's a lot of opportunity. You've got 7 of Cups, which is either opportunity and or confusion, right? So just take it as it resonates. And it's clarifying this 5 of Candles, 5 of Wands, which is, fighting, bickering, that kind of stuff, right? So I think that there's still a lot of confusion that needs to be clarified, and a lot of unanswered questions that still need to be answered, so that all this here can crumble down and then be built anew on a much firmer foundation. This doesn't mean that it's like the end of anything, because you still have the 7 of Swords, meaning that you're going to be moving on to calmer waters. It's not as grim as it looks. That's what I'm trying to say, right? So I think that there's still opportunity to get past this 5 of Wands, is what this is saying, because it's all actually very positive until right here. So let's move forward with the Oracle, because actually, I feel like there's nothing to worry about. Like I said, there's a lot of cups in there. It's all within good meaning. I think, just like I said earlier, I just heard what did I say earlier? It's maybe not the response that you had initially expected. Doesn't have to be a bad thing. Could be better. You never know. I just heard, yep. Okay, this is Cancer for the week of October 10th. 12 minutes, 13 minutes. Okay, so we're taking only top of the deck, but I always read bottom of the deck. Number 32, if that number resonates with you for anything. Cancer, reflection. Be wary of the things you believe to see with eyes wide shut, for they are mirrors of the mad and truths only spoken with a bleeding tongue. So what people say a lot about reflection, meaning mirrors, is, especially mirror magic, is it's about projection, right? So be careful that you're not projecting onto anybody else, and make sure that nobody's projecting onto you due to traumas in your past and things like that. Do you think that somebody could have done something to you because it was done to you in the past? Well, that person is not that person from your past. It's a completely new person. So therefore, you should treat them completely differently. And likewise, is somebody treating you that way because based on how they've been treated in the past? But, again, and there's also the form of projection. Is somebody doing something to you and you point your finger back, say, well, you're doing it to me. That's another kind of trauma to unpack. There's layers, right? So reflection, projection, mirror work, mirror magic. I don't know why that's coming to me. Look it up if this resonates with anybody. Mirror magic is like a whole nother level. All right, so top of the deck, we've got voices. Okay, so we have 32 underneath the deck, then we have 42 on the top of the deck. Voices. With a tug at the gut, feel the romance your very breath. Listen to the gentle flickering within your eyes, for this is where they guide. Now we're going to read what that means, but immediately I feel like if you're hearing voices and now and again, and it's on all my videos, like if you're hearing actual voices and it's bugging you to a point where like you feel like you need to seek professional help, please, by all means, I am not a medical professional. You go see a medical professional for that, right? But what I'm about to say is that, you know, there was a point in my life where I've always heard voices, and I've talked about it, just like thought it was normal. Everybody, I thought it was like Pinocchio, and it was my Jiminy Cricket on my shoulder, and he was my conscience, and that everybody had that conscience, that voice in their head telling you the right and the wrong, right? Turns out, I learned late into my 30s, not everybody has those voices. Didn't know that, right? And that's when I realized that I wasn't crazy. And then that's also when I realized that everybody else might be who doesn't have those voices. So anyway, and I'm not saying if you don't that you're crazy, but I learned that I needed to start listening to those voices, that little gut feeling, more often. And when I listen to that gut feeling first, as long as it's not hurting anybody else's free will or impending upon anybody else's free will, and it's only for the benefit of my own happiness, my own knowledge, my own, strength or ability, and it doesn't hurt anybody else, then that's what I should do, because that's why my gut's telling me. Those voices are telling me to do it, right? Those are my spirits. That's what I learned about myself. But it's different for everybody. So let's see what this says about voices. Keywords are encouragement and inner knowing. So that gut feeling, right? Voices surround us, but we have to listen carefully. The powers speak to us in so many different ways, encouraging us as we travel along our path. There's a voice that can be found in the plants, animals, colors, shapes, winds, and rains. There are clues offering us guidance and encouragement as we make our way back to true self. Spirit speaks to us in symbols, signs, faint sounds, and subtle clues. Our wise ancestors knew this. They knew everything has something to say for those who know how to listen, not just with their ears, but with their entire body, mind, and soul. This card has come to you as a reminder to listen to the guidance offered by Spirit through your environment. One of the best ways to connect is to go out into nature, ask a question to the wind, and listen for an answer. Perhaps a plant suddenly moves nearby, or something floats on the wind just in front of your face. These are all signs from Spirit to you. Ask your question and wait for powers that be to answer. Be open-minded about the ways an answer can appear. Look for synchronicities or consistent signs that come together to tell a story. Something is a sign if you feel a connection to it, no matter how silly it seems. Trust in your ability to receive the language of Spirit. The powers that be will see this and will offer more to you. That's beautiful. So that's what I was saying, like, trust that these are signs. Trust those voices, those sounds, those little oddities, and when you're like, oh, that's ironic, well, that's a sign. Follow it, pay attention to it. All right, let's now do the Witch's Kitchen. And I love these. So, it names like an herbal ingredient or elemental ingredient that you'll often find in witches' kitchens. And it serves some type of magical or medicinal purpose. And it's often stuff that's already like in your pantry or medicine cabinet or something like that. And what I like to do is when these pop up, I like to think that it's Spirit telling me that this is something that I need to incorporate into my lifestyle for the week that this is, being read for, that you're, seeing it, right? Okay. So interesting. I love this so much. This is bottom of the deck. We're going to take the top of the deck and read it, but I know what this is about. So it's mugwort. Mugwort is a very magical herb that's used to enhance spells and spell work and magic in witchcraft, right? It's not edible, right? But it can be. Wait, I'm sorry. It is edible. It's mandrake that's not edible. It's mugwort is edible. It can be smoked, inhaled. Also, I think in a tea, maybe. Made into a balm, that type of thing. But it's for intuition, and we're just sitting here talking about trusting those voices, trusting that, feeling within you to make the right decisions, right? Don't listen to other people. Don't listen to other outside voices. Listen to the voices within you in order to make the best decisions so that you're not scared together, running scared together with somebody, something, about something, or worrying about whatever, right? The more you're able to trust yourself, the more you're able to make sound decisions that will enhance your life and the lives of those around you, right? Excuse me, sorry, my nose itched all of a sudden. So, top of the deck, dandelion. Oh my God, I love this so much. Dandelion means wishes. I love that. Now, dandelion is so healthy. It's healthy for your heart, and it's healthy for like immunity and all of that. You can make dandelion tea. I keep that in my cupboard. Most people don't know how beneficial dandelion actually is. You can eat it in salads. Okay. Dandelion wishes. When you wish upon a star, my seeds of dreams will take you far. Upon the air now blow a gust and focus on believe and trust. This magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be, there it is done. Dandelion's guidance. All your wishes are still floating around in the ether and won't come true until the moment you believe they will. For it is belief that it is the key ingredient when it comes to making magic. So it's talking about hopes and wishes. This is wish fulfillment right here. Okay? And this, you thought that this Empress was your wish fulfillment. Your obsession for possession has blinded you to unseen factors that are blocking the attainment of your goals. You must be clear about what you wish for, and believe me when I say that everything is possible, even the impossible. When it comes to making magic, a little focus is required as well as belief. When my bright yellow flowers turn a mystical white, make your desires known into my seed head. Blow on me gently to release your wishes, and watch me float freely with the slices of the air as I work in conjunction with the fairies to magically manifest your wishes into fruition. So, recommended recipe, dandelion coffee, and also for use as a laxative, increasing urine output. Interesting. Take 15 to 17 dandelion roots and place it in the oven for about 30 minutes at 100 degrees Celsius until they're dry and brown. Then boil the roasted roots for 15 minutes in filtered spring water. Strain through a fine mesh strainer. And then you can add spices of your choice like cinnamon and clove and things like that. Or milk and honey. But, recorded for medicinal purposes, the dandelion dates back to the ancient Egyptians, Greeks, and Romans, and also the Anglo-Saxons and Normans of France. The dandelion is thought to have evolved over 30 million years ago. Its name means tooth of the lion. It's not a weed, but rather an ancient healing herbal plant. See, and most people think it's a weed, and it's not. It's very interesting. So take all of that as it resonates. Cancer, I know like the tower with these with the 5 of Cups, and some of that is like, it's talking about like weary feelings towards this potential maybe reconciliation or celebration or whatever this offer has been made. But give it time. I think that's the best word of advice, is just give it time, because someone is looking at all opportunities after all of this friction, and fighting and everything. And just trust your gut and, believe in the wishes that you've made, because that will manifest what you're thinking. So with that being said, Cancer, I hope you have a magical week for October 10th, the week of October 10th. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If you want a personal reading, I've got all of that information to book a personal reading in the links below. I also have descriptions of the decks that have been used. If you want to leave a tip or a donation, I have all of that in the description below as well. And thanks in advance. That helps keep the channel going. And then also, if you'd like to sign up for the new newsletter that I'm going to get started before the end of the year, be one of the first subscribers, and you might even get some kind of a giveaway. That said, as you know, together we grow, Cancer. So I look forward to seeing you again in the future. And like I said, have a magical week. I will see you on the flip side. Peace.